How's it going, Oscar? Good to see you back
Good,
here in
brother.
San
What's
Antonio.
up?
Good to see you
Good,
again.
man.
I saw you in Arlington, a couple of months ago. Obviously with the postponement of Vergil, now this again. What's overall thoughts on the situation of Vergil? You know, they say he fainted. When you received the news, what were your initial thoughts at the moment?
His health is number one. Obviously, you can't step inside a ring with health issues. We were very concerned. We are very concerned. This is the third time it's happened, and we wish him a speedy recovery. Doctors obviously feel that after he gets some rest and takes some time off, and doctors feel he can come back and fight once again. So that's great news for everyone.
Is it safe to say that due what's happening, he's cutting weight? Is it safe to say maybe it's going to be best to move to 154 at the moment? Not right now. Probably give him a couple of months to rest. Would it be safe to do that? Because even 154 is still stacked. Oscar, it's a stacked card.
Oh, sure. No, I mean, look, he's a big kid, so I think 154 would be ideal. I strongly feel that Vergil Ortiz was right there knocking on the door to fight for the world title. He was going to fight for the world title, but he was in line to challenge Errol Spence. He was in line to challenge Crawford, the winner of that fight. So it's unfortunate, but look, I strongly feel that Vergil Ortiz will come back stronger than ever. I feel that 154 is going to be his ideal weight to become a world title very soon.
Oscar, what do you think about the big fight that got announced? Canelo Charlo, Charlo's little brother.
Look, undisputed versus undisputed. It's great. I think it's great for boxing. I think people are surprised that he chose the smaller Charlo, but I think the smaller Charlo could be even more dangerous for Canelo, because the smaller Charlo has speed and fights harder, and he's in your face. So who knows how he's gonna do against the Canelo? But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an entertaining fight.
With Verge, was there any warning signs? How was he doing during camp? Was there anything that made you worry that this could play up again?
Everything was great. I mean, till the last second, everything was great. He looked amazing. Stitch, I believe, his cut man.
Stitch Duran.
Yeah, was saying, man, Vergil Ortiz looks better than ever. So we were all excited, and in boxing, if you don't hear any news, that's always good news. So once we got that call, I mean, I kind of had a feeling something was up, something was going on, and so it's unfortunate, but like I said, his health is first, and then we'll take it from there.
I know you're not a doctor, but is this something you think he'll overcome and be balanced, or is this something that could hang with him?
Yeah, the doctor said that yes, it was fatigue and dehydration, but the doctors say it's something that he can overcome. Absolutely.
Oscar, real quick, how difficult is it going to be for Jermell going up 2 weight classes? And with Canelo being at 160, because no catch weight, the fight's at 68.
Right.
Do you feel like that's fair with Benavidez and other options at 68 available?
Well, look, from my expertise's opinion,
you moved up a lot. So
yeah, I moved up a lot. He hasn't fought in 2.5 years.
No, that's Big Charlo.
Oh, I get confused.
Little Charlo,
what
last fight was
Charlo's
against Castano when he became
Gotcha.
undisputed.
Okay.
But he's never fought above 154.
Right, and moving up 2 weight classes. I mean, first of all, I take my hat off to Charlo for doing that. I understand that it's a great payday for him, and he's obviously he took that into consideration when making the decision to fight Canelo. But it's going to be a tough task. I mean, 2 weight divisions is historical if he wins, but and 2 weight divisions, if he loses, he has the perfect excuse. I moved up 2 weight divisions, so it's a win-win for Charlo, I believe. But I don't think Canelo wins anything by beating a Charlo.
Does it make him look bad with the Benavidez
No, it
fight
doesn't-
being out
it
there?
doesn't make him
'Cause
look
you want
bad,
the
it's-
fight, everyone wants that Benavidez fight.
Yeah,
and
I
we're
don't
all
think
holding
it
on
makes
to
Canelo look bad. I just think that it's not a win-win for Canelo. That's it. I mean,
Nothing for his legacy, basically.
it's just okay. It's almost kind of like, all right, let me win this fight and sharpen up my tools so then I can face, Benavidez, or I can face, the tougher guys.
Oscar, you're very active playing golf. I spoke to Barrera this weekend, and he said that Canelo was probably all that golfing that he's doing, the mileage, the sparring. And during the pandemic time, he had, around four or five fights, and kind of back to back, a lot of camp. Do you believe that maybe all that golf and all that boxing he's put in his body? Do you believe it's kind of starting to show now? As somebody like you, that you very active playing golf.
Absolutely. Look, Canelo's how old is he?
He's
32.
33.
Yeah, well,
32,
he
he's
just
33.
he's an
This
old
month.
33. Not because, not because he's been in wars, but he started professional when he was 15. So if you're not focused on just training and taking care of business, and now you're golfing, and it takes a lot out of you. You're out there 6 hours swinging the club, you're walking, you're not resting your body to go to war against somebody. And I remember my best trainer I've ever had in my whole career, Cholain Rivero, who trained me for the Chavez fight. He would tell me, every time you get a chance to rest your legs, you just sit down and rest and stay off your feet. He wouldn't even let me play pool in my own home because I was standing on my feet. So you can imagine, the toll it takes on you, especially after you're, 31, 32, 33 years old. You have to get as much rest as possible, and it does affect the fighter.
Oscar, you've always been outspoken about the jab. You always said the jab is the key to the victory. You always use the jab, always use the jab.
Always.
And there's been a video just recently that Ryan Garcia posted with Derrick James, and just basically just showing maybe a technique maybe with the jab. Can't take too much away with it, but at this moment at his career for Ryan, do you believe he can tweak a little bit more? Because every fighter can still grow, but in professional, do you think they can still tweak a little bit more while they're changing trainers? Which is, you've always been said that it's always been good to change trainers to change the atmosphere in your camp.
Look, from my experience, he needs authority. He needs military. He needs somebody that's gonna fucking tell him what to do and not be afraid. And because I had that as well. The one trainer that I most respected, the one trainer that would get me out of bed at 4:30 in the morning when I didn't want to get up, was Floyd Mayweather Sr. He would literally throw a fucking bucket of water over my head so I can wake up. But that's what I needed. So if his new trainer, Derrick, if he's gonna be that authority to Ryan, I think Ryan is he's a sponge. He wants to learn. He wants to feel like somebody's teaching him. So I'm glad that he has Derrick as the trainer, because I know he's gonna be there, cracking the whip.
And in being in that camp, you have Joshua, you have Errol, you have Frank Martin, you have now obviously Ryan. Do you believe all those attributes of those fighters will also add a little bit more to his him being a sponge and just absorbing everything from all those fighters?
Look, he's learning, he's growing. He's this loss against Tank will teach him a lot about himself, about the fighter he is. A loss teaches you everything. A loss teaches you a lot. So he's surrounded by world champions. He's surrounded by great fighters, and so I'm very positive that he'll absorb everything he can to become a better fighter.
Lastly, just last question, just for me. Have you changed your mind maybe about Spence Crawford, or the overall thought on that prediction of that fight? 'Cause, it's been a good year for boxing. this
Yeah,
year.
I love Crawford. I still love Crawford. It's going to be a great fight. I love Crawford. I just feel, my expert opinion, I guess. I just feel that Crawford has more tools in his arsenal. I strongly feel that Crawford is just a little more agile. He moves around a bit better. Spence, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. I love his style. I mean, I literally built his entire career from the start. So I know exactly what style he has and how he moves. And yeah, I love Crawford for the win.
All right.